All right, so how do I get my home sold in only 30 days? It takes three things to get a home sold in our market, in my opinion. That's maximum exposure, that is a support staff, and that is salesmanship. Now, let's talk about maximum exposure. Any agent can put your property in the MLS. You want something more than it just in the MLS. Now, yes, the MLS is great. Obviously, it exposes you to over 5,500 agents in our market, which is great. But anybody can do that. And you want somebody that has a goal, that is focused, that is actively marketing your property to get it sold. All that said, what do we do to get all the extra exposure? YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Let's start with YouTube. And let's start with why. Why do we do YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram? To get you in front of out-of-state buyers. And why are out-of-state buyers important for our market? Well, one, because Myrtle Beach experiences over 20 million visitors each year that hit our markets. They come visiting, they want to buy an investment property, they want to buy a second home, they want to escape the harsh weather and get out of the cold winters where they're from. They want to retire here. Yes, baby boomers are retiring at a rate of 10,000 per day. And from what I can tell, they're moving to Myrtle Beach into Florida. And out of those two places, they get more for their money right here in Myrtle Beach than they do in Florida. Plus, in my opinion, the weather is better in our market. Anyways, that's aside from the point. I will throw out there one other plus. Our market Myrtle Beach is centrally located as compared with Florida. So as far as our beach goes, guys, 60% of North America can get here within a 1 day's drive. So if you have friends or family that you're planning on visiting you when you retire here at the beach or move to the beach, then consider them when you're making that decision here in the Myrtle Beach market. But let's get back to maximum exposure. All right, guys, maximum exposure. Why are out-of-state buyers so huge? Because we have all these people visiting our market and they're thinking about coming here and they're visiting here and they're vacationing here and they live elsewhere. So we want to get your property in front of that target audience because those are super hot buyers for our market. Now, we get you on YouTube, we shoot a fun and friendly video of your property. We're talking about all the highlights, everything that's great about your property. We're doing a community update on what's sold out there and what's going on in your market. It's fun, it's friendly, it's quick, it's cool, but it gets you in front of out-of-state buyers. Just in the last 4 days, on one of my videos, I had over 835 views. Not to mention conversations that were taking place around that listing that's on YouTube, that I've been answering people's comments and talking to them. That's 835 people that would not have seen your property most likely or possibly just from exposure in the MLS. Now we do a second YouTube video. That second YouTube video is on a Google map. That's where we really get more informative. It's a lot more research based. Because we've discovered that buyers are on YouTube sitting in front of their televisions and at their laptops, at their desktop computers, and they are doing research about buying in our market. So we want to educate those people and provide them with the information that they need. So in this second video on Google Maps, we talk all about location. Where's the hospital? How many minutes away? Where's the airport? How many minutes away? Where are the attractions? Where are the schools? How do I get there? Stuff like that. The grocery store, how far away is it? Why is this location such a prime location and how can I do my life there? We make it very informative, very research-based. It's super cool. It's a lot of fun. That's YouTube. In front of out-of-state buyers. Facebook. Now, we can, for an additional fee, run 21 days worth of ads to get you in front of as many as 6,000 additional people. If the property sells, we cover that fee. You don't pay anything. That's extra exposure. That's maximum exposure. Now we can also run ads on Facebook in the top 4 cities out of the entire United States that people relocated out of last year. Again, very targeted. People are moving away out of those top 4 cities. We want them to move to your home, to your condo. So we're gonna run ads right in front of them. Now, of course, we do Facebook posts, we do blog posts on the websites, we share all that kind of stuff, we share your listing. But let's talk about the website. I have a website called myrtlebeachdreamhome.com. You're obviously on it, you're watching this video, you're most likely on it. Either way, the point is, you could be on it. You might be on YouTube. Anyways, the point is that basically, I have a database of over 1,700 people that have registered or opted in on our website. We can send a text and an email out to every single one of those people featuring your listing. We're talking about maximizing your level of exposure. Now, that's just national level stuff. Let's talk about locally. We schedule an open house. We download the courthouse records of every person that lives in your community. We call them. If they opt in, we send them an email. We send them a text message. We announce your open house. Hey, this is Brandon shooting you a buzz right here out of Myrtle Beach from Keller Williams. I'm calling you with the Cana Group because we have an open house scheduled in your neighborhood this upcoming Saturday from 11 to 2. We wanted to invite you out and see if you had any friends or family that might be interested in this home. Maybe they talked about moving to our market, while they visited you, and great, let me send you a YouTube link to the home because we've already filmed it and we're including it in that email and that text message that we're sending out. Let me send over this YouTube video. Can you forward this on to them and maybe invite them out to the open house? Again, we're creating conversations around your property. Conversations create closes. Let's move on from there though. That obviously gets you a lot of local buzz. Instagram. We throw up a picture. We throw up a little video of your property. We post a poll and we ask people questions about your property. We get people having conversations around your listing. Guys, all these things are creating maximum exposure. I'll just throw one more out there. There are lots of ways to market a property and get them sold. It's just you have to find an agent that is focused and on and has a lot of grit, that is actually actively working towards a goal of getting your property sold. Instagram, the polls on Instagram, we throw up those videos or those pictures, those listings, those pictures of your listing. We run polls and we get those conversations going. But one last one I wanted to talk to you about. It's called reverse prospecting. This is where we go into the MLS. We click a little feature called reverse prospecting in the MLS. We can get a list of every agent in our market that has a saved search that your property matches the criteria of what they're searching for. It's super easy to send them an email and give them a call and say, hey, you've got somebody, the search is called XYZ search. They're looking for this property. Let's have a conversation around it. Again, conversations create closes. Now, those are just a few of the ways, again, that we market properties to get them sold. There are lots of ways to do it. I've not covered everything in here. The point is for you to see that maximum exposure is beyond just putting it in the MLS and getting it sold. Now, why do you need an agent that's focused and on and has grit? Well, one, because especially if you're interviewing agents, please ask them these two questions. One is, what's your marketing plan for my property? How are you going to get it sold? And and then ask them, how many deals do you plan on closing this year? And then another great question is, how many conversations do you have per day with prospective buyers and sellers? Like, how many people are you talking to on a regular basis? If they don't have solid answers for these questions, I would seriously recommend you reconsidering hiring them. Because a focused agent is gonna have a goal. He's gonna know, I wanna close 80 deals this year. I wanna close 160 deals this year. I wanna close 250 this year. A focused agent that has a goal is actually going to be asking the right questions, is gonna be handling objections well, is gonna be answering his phone when those leads come in, rather than an agent that's just closing 2 or 3 deals a year and they do it in their spare time. There's a massive difference. I gotta move on for the sake of time. Let's just move on. That's maximum exposure. Now, a salesperson. A salesperson is a skilled salesperson you need to look for is just like searching for a lawyer or a doctor or even, if you think about the NFL players, how much they practice. Lawyers, they go to school for a long time. Doctors, they go to school for a long time. They practice, they have residency. If you're gonna have surgery, you're probably gonna choose a doctor that has done this work or that surgery for 20 years. It's got tons of experience doing it because they're going to be the most qualified. It's the same with a broker. It's the same with a real estate agent. You want to find somebody that has closed lots of deals, that actively practices and trains on their scripts, on handling objections, on how you handle brick wall statements that buyers give you. How do you pitch properly? How do you close? How do you ask tie down questions? Really someone who knows how to handle those objections and get around them in order to ensure that that the buyer that's right for your property, that may be just giving a smoke screen for that moment, that you've got an agent that's going to get right around that smoke screen, get to the meat of the conversation, find out if they're a real qualified buyer for your property and if it's a good fit for them and for you, and then get that deal done. And that's the kind of salesperson that you need. The conversations for sales kind of go something like this, oh, wonderful, you like to play golf? Great. Well, within 5 minutes of your home, there are 15 golf courses. And by the way, Myrtle Beach has over 90 golf courses in our market. You're gonna love it here. Oh, and you said your wife likes to shop? Great. Well, that's good to hear, because Tanger Outlets are only 15 minutes up the road. And by the way, there are 2 different Tanger Outlets here. So while you're out playing golf with your buddies on the weekend, your wife's probably going to be up at Tanger Outlets spending your money. Ha 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 ha. And we laugh about it and stuff like that. But we are de-escalating a somewhat stressful situation, because it can be stressful at times. There are many buyers that are not comfortable dropping $300,000 or $400,000 on a property, especially if they're out-of-state buyers. Maybe they've never even seen the property. And yes, buyers do buy the property out of state, sight unseen. They'll send a realtor out there with a camera on a Zoom video and they'll check it out. So, that stuff happens. So, but rarely there are buyers out there that are confident enough within themselves just to spend the kind of money that you're asking for your property without a skilled salesperson encouraging them. It's kind of like when you were dating that girl and she brought her best friend along. And basically her best friend gave that nod of approval. That's what a solid real estate agent, what a solid realtor and broker does for you to get your home sold. They come alongside that buyer and they go, wonderful, well, you told me this, you told me this, you told me this. It looks like these checks, this property is checking those must-haves, and it's gonna work out for you like this, and this, and all these great extra bonuses. It looks like this is a solid move for you guys. Let's go ahead and sign right here. So that's what you're looking for in a salesperson. Now, finally, a support staff. You don't want a one-man show. I'm not a one-man show. I'm backed by the Kana Group team here at Keller Williams. I do have a transaction coordinator. Her name is Miss Rose Bain. She is phenomenal. You will be hearing from her if you work with me, most likely. She liaisons between me and you and the attorneys and the lenders and the inspectors, everybody that's involved in your deal, basically. And she's ensuring that nothing falls through the cracks, because life happens. Not to mention, I'm on a team. So if life happens in my life, all of a sudden I can pick up the phone and say, hey, Taylor, hey, Weston, hey, Mr. Randy, I need some help here, our broker in charge. And basically I've got people that can show up on site, that can work your open houses, that can, step in and answer questions if I have to go out of town or if something comes up. And that's what you need. You need a support staff and a team backing your deal to make sure nothing falls through those cracks and it makes it to that touchdown zone. Well, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I know I've been talking straight like a fire hose going at it, but I'm gonna wrap it up here. Click anywhere on the screen and check out other great videos to learn about what it takes to get properties sold in the Myrtle Beach market and how you can do that within 30 days.